We're here to talk about some tremendous results in our effort to reduce that revolving door from prison to the community and back to prison again. In 2005, when Reentry first came on the community's radar screen, the county recidivism rate, the rate of people coming home from prison returning within a 3-year period of time, was 44% plus. By the end of 2011, when the Office of Reentry had been open for just about 13 months, the county recidivism rate had fallen to 32%, a 28% drop in recidivism. It's my pleasure and the pleasure of everyone working on this initiative to announce this morning that within the first 2 years, results for the first 2 years since the Office of Ex-Offender Reentry has been established shows for the almost 1,400 persons who have worked with us and to whom services have been provided that the recidivism rate of those persons is 9.3%.
So Montgomery County is a leader in Ohio, and Ohio is a leader in the country. And for you all to have this recidivism rate decrease by almost 30% is just a great example for us to tout all around the country.
Ex-offenders who have made the difficult decision to turn their lives around do make excellent employees. They are extremely grateful for the opportunity and are very loyal.
They're not bad people. They're just people that have made a mistake. In my company, I've found that they're more loyal to me.
And as Judy said, they appreciate the employers who step forward. And that appreciation is something that comes back to the employer in terms of the work effort, in terms of showing up on time, in terms of putting in that extra effort. And so I would encourage the employers here in the Miami Valley to get engaged in this program.
The annual cost to house a prisoner in Montgomery, in Ohio, really throughout the country and in the federal system, exceeds $25,000 per year. The cost to provide an ex-offender with a program that works and works successfully without any increase, without any risk to the safety of the community is less than $1,000 a year.
This issue makes a lot of sense to address. And it's good for taxpayers, it's good for our communities, it's good for the families affected. It's also, the right thing to do.
This is another great opportunity for those folks to not only not cost government, not cost us as taxpayers, that because they're able to get back into the workforce, but now they become productive citizens. They become productive taxpayers. They now contribute to our community rather than demanding the types of costs and services that they might if they were incarcerated somewhere.
They know what it's like to be on the streets with a record and trying to find a job. And that makes it doubly hard. A lot of them, they've looked for several years and then they start getting desperate, and desperate people do desperate things.
But I think the issues, as Judge Rice knows, goes beyond just the punitive aspect of our criminal justice system, but how we can have a rehabilitation function, which goes right to the issue of reentry.
We are here today to describe for employers the concrete benefits of hiring ex-offenders in the Dayton region. If you hire an ex-offender that is referred to you by the Montgomery County Office of Ex-Offender Reentry, you will be guaranteed to have individuals that have soft skill training, have had access to in-prison training and state-issued certificates of achievement and employability. You also get a pre-screen drug test, and while we know that employers will do their own, we're also going to do it as well. So we wouldn't send you anyone that hadn't been pre-screened.
I called this guy back, took him in my office, and I said, I understand you know how to weld. Can you pass a drug test? Because I have to have all drug-free workplace in order to have my workers' comp.
So hesitancy at first, understandable. But then, particularly if you have an office of reentry like this one here, where you do have the pre-screening on drugs, where you are offering mental health treatment, where you are offering job skills, soft skills, and I understand sometimes hard skill training too with community colleges and others. You know, you end up with really hardworking, loyal employees who really want a job.
Many of them have skills, as Debbie said. I mean, there's already been some training where they perhaps were incarcerated, but also when they come back into the county, as they get involved in this particular program, there's more skills that make them a better employee.
Every person will have a referral from the WORC, and they will be tested before they present themselves to your company. There are other incentives that benefit employers. The federal bonding program for ex-felons is up to $5,000. The federal work opportunity tax credit is available after the employee works for the required number of hours, and that can be either full or part-time. And it also will give you access to a company, WOT Solutions. And what that company does is they take all that responsibility off the employer if you engage with them for the tax credit paperwork and reporting. And they do charge a fee, but it comes out of the tax credit, so the risk to the employer is minimal.
I've had very, very, very good luck. I mean, 18 years of it.
This really has great potential. I am so pleased in the work that has been done by this group. Debbie, they did listen. I was quite critical, and I don't mean critical in a negative sense, just critical of what must be done.
If we can continue this, if we can help to resolve the employment piece, then the news we've presented today will be in the nature of, you ain't seen nothing yet.
There's great opportunity, and I think that we should do everything that we can to support it. And I know we at the Chamber will continue to do everything that we can to make sure that our employers know of the opportunities for these men and women coming out of our prisons, out of our jails, but want to come back into society.
It's a win-win. It's a win for the families involved. And remember, most of these prisoners have kids, and that's an incredibly important part of this. It's a win for the community because you have less crime instead of having this revolving door where new crimes are being committed and people are going back in the system. And of course, it's a win for the taxpayer because you're going to have fewer tax dollars going for incarceration time and time again, and more dollars going into ensuring you have productive citizens. Some of the statistics here are amazing. We think that for every dollar spent on reentry, you can save anywhere from $5 to $20, depending on the program and how effective it is. So this is one where it's a win-win-win, and Montgomery County is leading the way. Congratulations on what you've already done, and I love when Judge Rice says, we ain't seen nothing yet, because you can take these successes and get more businesses engaged and get more people directly involved with the office, where you have this amazing recidivism rate of under 10%, and see even better results in the future.